Don't Let Me Out of My Cage. For this one, I have transcribed the solo. You'll find it in the link below, but I'm not going to go through it on the recording. There's really not much going on. It's kind of a weird solo, kind of hard to hear, but I think I've got it mostly right. So if you're interested in the solo, it's tabbed out in the link. So let's just go through the chords for this one. Probably be a pretty short video, so let's check it out. All right. We'll talk about the bass line in just a second, but the chords are it's the Hendrix chord, E7 sharp 9, and then goes down half a step, up, and then the second time moves it up to an F7 sharp 9, and then back. At least that's what it sounds like. Hard to say for sure, but that's what I think it is. The bass line, here we go. So it's like put my other hand in the camera here. So it's got, I'll have the tab for that up, of course. It's got all the stuff that outlines that E7 sharp 9. So having that F7 sharp 9 and that E flat 7 sharp 9 just creates some dissonance. You know, I don't really know what to say about that, but it basically revolves around an E7 sharp 9. So then that takes us to the verse, which I'm going to abandon the pick for this part. We're going to be playing keyboard chords, and they're all going to be 3-note chords up high, with these 3 fingers being used for simulating those keyboard chords. So let's go through that. All right, so it's a 7-chord sequence that's exactly the same every single time. It's C over E to C to F, those are the first 3, and then it's C, G, E minor, F. The trick is the first 3 chords in that sequence, C over E, C, and F, are played the same triad every time. The subsequent 4 chords, he mixes up the triad voicings, okay? So here's what's going on. The first time around, as we said, the first 3 chords are always the same. So you have a partial C over E chord here. So this is the C, which is the D shape, moved up to the 12th fret. So there's an E in there in the bass, okay? And then down to a partial C, which is from the C bar chord shape, down to F, which is part of the C shape F chord. All right. So those 3 chords are always going to be our openers. The first time around we have so it's again the partial C, this time to a G, which is a part of that G chord there. It's a D shape, right? To an E minor, to F, again, same F as before, right? So we get, ay, Dios mío. Okay. Second time, same 3 chords to start. there, it's the same 3 chords to start. C, G, E minor, but it goes lower down here to F, which is a partial F. Third time. C, G, but that G is part of this G chord. Right there, it's the A chord, the A shape. B, C, D flat, D, etc. So here we have a G down to E minor, which is a part of that E minor chord. Okay, and with an F, which is the same as that G, just down a whole step, part of that chord right there. Okay, Nick always plays those chords like this. I can't do that because I've got humongous hands and my fingers don't fit like that. Okay, so that's the chord there. That's really cool. Finally, my shoulder, save one for me. Right, same as the second time. That'll take you a little practice to get that right. Chords are all up there, so that's what's going on in the verse. Then in the pre-chorus, we have some fun chord changes. Let's see if we can find that. All right, here we go. Okay, so remember the verse ends with, and then so there, what happens is really cool. So the verse is really in C major, right? Because you have a 1, 4, 1, 5, 6, 4 in C major. But the F that he lands on at the end, he goes to the 4 of F there, which is B flat, or a flat 7 in the key of C, right? Remember these. So the next chord is the chord everyone knows. It's just G over B. But you don't want that voicing. You want this voicing here, which is a little harder. So it's a partial a partial G chord. It's the middle triad of that G chord there, with a G bass. So you want a bar at the 2nd fret, and then make that G triad with those fingers. And then a C minor, which is really interesting because we transition to C minor for a little part of the song here. So we get with one beat of my heart. That's on an A flat chord. So C minor is the 6th chord in A flat, or A flat is the A flat is the 6th chord in C minor, right? Relative major, relative minor, right? So far we have. It's hot, you don't you. So that's a G minor to a C major. So that's interesting because we leave C major. The B flat kind of pulls us to F kind of for a second there, or with a flat 7 in C mixolydian. And then G over B, which is really just a first inversion G chord, C minor, A flat to G minor into C chord. All right, and this one you want that C. You don't need the high E note here, okay? So really interesting how it leaves and comes back to C major. Classic Nick kind of fun and games. So then we have the chorus, goodness, which is also kind of weird. This is really a weird song. I have to say I've never been a big fan of this one. It's got some really good parts. I really like that pre-chorus. And the chords in the verse are okay, I guess, too. This part's kind of weird, so let's see what happens. Okay, so the very first part is guitar on the guitar. Don't let me out of my... And that's exactly what he's playing on the record. C to D to C, pull off to B, and then hit the A there. Could also do it here. If you're doing a kind of a solo thing, but that's what he's doing on the recording. Okay. F, G, might kill somebody, and then back to F. 'Cause I might thrill somebody, don't let me out of my cage, boy. 'Cause I might kill somebody, don't let me out of my cage, boy. 'Cause I might thrill somebody, gonna take my place. Right, back to that part again. So it's really weird. 'Cause I might kill somebody, don't let me out of my... 'Cause I might thrill somebody. 'Cause I might kill somebody. Okay, that's what it is. And guys, that is the whole bloody song. We repeat a verse, right? So we repeat that, then we go to another pre-chorus. And then back to the intro. As I said, solos transcribed below. Just not crazy about the solo, not a lot going on melodically. So if anybody wants a video for that, let me know. And then we come back to a verse, no keyboard. Oh yeah, you can hear it, it's very soft. All right. And then we have a sax solo. Okay. And then back to a pre-chorus. Another chorus. And then that goes on and on and on and on. So a weird one, some cool stuff in it. I don't want to be a hater, but overall, yeah, just a weird song. So that's it, guys. Hope you find this useful. Have a great weekend. Much love, and we will see you very soon for, I don't know what. I have to figure that one out. Take it easy.